Jibola Basiru from going ahead to conduct planned ward, local government and state congresses scheduled to hold on the 11th, 16th and 26th October 2024. Defendants in the suit filed by Peter Ohochukwu and Hajia Ndidi Chukuma are APC, Inspector General of Police, Nigerian Police and the Independent National Electoral Commission. Justice Godwin O. Olo, in his ruling on the ex parte motion, also restrained the defendants either for themselves, their men, officers or agents from conducting, supervising, holding, monitoring or in any other manner conduct elections to make up Rivers State Executive Committee. Justice Olo, who insisted that his ruling is based on the merit of the application and oral application by the plaintiff counsel, Collins D.K., also restrained the national leadership of the party against any plan to suspend the Emeka Bekele-led executives of the party in the state. The court also restrained the national chairman of the APC, the secretary and the APC from doing anything to interfere in the activities of elected executive of the APC in the state led by Emeka Bekele, pending the hearing and determination of the motion and notice for interlocutory injunction, while Presiding Judge Justice Olo thereafter adjourned till the 9th of September 2024 for hearing of motion on notice. Analysts have lauded the Tony Okocha-led committee for its proactiveness and formidability as an opposition to keep democracy alive. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program Open Conversation, a political analyst, Asim Adams, stated that democracy without opposition is like a dead horse. Let's listen to it.
A democracy without an opposition, a virile opposition, is a dead horse. So if, he has come up and constantly so, he has been there, putting his foot on the gas pedal, trying to, pick, very graciously, germanely, and at the same time constructively engaging the ruling party in Rivers State on where they have gone wrong, etc. as the case may be.
Ndamzi Ekulo also highlighted several reasons why RISEC could not comply with existing stipulations of the law on issues relating to the conduct of local government elections in the state.
The law says RISEC should notify political parties 3 months to the expiration of the tenure, and the election should hold 21 days to the expiration of the tenure of the local government chairman. But in this case, it never happened because it was practically impossible then to hold elections, and that necessitated the House of Assembly to extend the tenure of the local government.
This is coming as the All Progressive Congress, loyal to the sacked caretaker committee chairman, Chief Tony Okocha, has announced that the party will not participate in the October 5th, 2024 local government elections. Niger Delta volunteers have issued a 21-day ultimatum to the Presidential Amnesty Program to address injustices allegedly meted out to the repentant militants in Akwa Ibom State. A statement by the group's leader, General Epo, and the Director of Information and Communications, Major General Henry Okon Etete, in Uyo, the state capital, alleged that the former agitators who were enlisted and properly documented as beneficiaries of the PAP have not been benefiting from the monthly stipends and training. The group threatened to embark on mass action in the state and other locations in the region if their complaints are not addressed. They also alleged that the former agitators from the state are treated as inferior to their counterparts in other Niger Delta states. Nigerians for the hunger protest Akwa Ibom State Chief Judge Justice Kaite Fabian Obot has freed a total of 44 inmates from the correctional facilities in the state. The freed inmates comprise 2 females and 42 males of different age brackets who were accused of minor crimes, and the outcome is one of the CJ's 2024 first inspection visits to the correction centers in the state. 6 inmates regained freedom in Ikorabase, 5 in Eket, 11 in Ikodepene, while 24 inmates, including 2 females, were freed in Uyo. Justice Obot, before granting them pardon, went through all the case files and observed that most of the beneficiaries' period of stay in the centers without trial was enough punishment for the minor offenses such as stealing of palm fruits, cassava, and assault, amongst others, which they were accused of, and ordered that they be released unconditionally. Some others were released on compassionate grounds and want of prosecution, while the chief judge charged them to go home and be of good behavior, while in his remarks, the state controller, Ezugu, thanked the chief judge for her consistent visits to the facilities and the goodwill that she has extended. Analysts have condemned the recent victory forecast of the APC in Abia State by the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program ATN Politics, a socio-political analyst Michael Gabriel said that Benjamin Kalu's statement is undemocratic considering the active performance of the incumbent Alex Oti.
Is that statement coming from a public office holder who is holding an exalted office in the land is an undemocratic statement. Reason being that we are barely finished the elections that brought them into power, and the governor in question is performing, for crying out loud. If you look at the trajectory, you will see that in the next 4 years, Abia State will never be the same. Even the lives of the citizens of Abia State will not be the same from what we are seeing.
Gabriel also lauded the Abia State government for its extensive infrastructural development.
And if you study the governance of Abia State, you find out that Abia State has never had it this good in the past decade, if not 2. And this generational transformational change is going through every sphere, every phase, every sector of the economy. It's not just.
This is coming after the People's Democratic Party in Abia State criticized the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, on his recent prediction of victory for the APC in the 2027 Abia governorship elections, which the digital skills gap by delivering relevant and applicable digital skills for the state's civil servants. The communications officer said that Montgomery visited the Geometric Park company and met the team developing the Abia Innovation Industrial Park and the Abia Chamber of Commerce, and also toured an industrial fair showcasing small and medium-scale manufacturers and discussed opportunities for growth and partnership with the UK businesses where possible. Enugu State Police Command has arrested a total of 123 suspects within July and August this year. This was disclosed by the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Kanayo Uzebu, during a parade of some of the suspects at the state command headquarters. He told journalists that several incriminating exhibits were recovered during the operations, while many of the suspects have been arraigned in court and remanded in the Nigerian Correctional Custodial Centers, adding that a summary of the feats achieved by the police within the period showed that while 123 suspects were arrested, 19 abducted and kidnapped victims were rescued. The CP also used the opportunity to dispel the rumored kidnapping of some persons around the Enugu State College of Health Technology, Oji River, and commended the Enugu State government under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Peter Mba for taking the bold and pragmatic steps of demolishing houses and facilities used in harboring and perpetrating acts of abduction and kidnapping in the state. He said the numerous criminal suspects were nabbed for the offenses of murder, armed robbery, kidnapping or abduction, rape or defilement, vandalism, as well as stealing, unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition, cultism, amongst others. Over planned genocide.
I do not really understand the rationale behind using a tanker that has been used or is used for petroleum purposes. Now you want to use it for an edible commodity. I think it's not right. You see, most times when we say that our problems in this country, most times Nigerians, we are our own.
Ekie urged Nigerians against illegal actions capable of ruining the health of the citizens. This is coming as the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has intercepted 3 petrol tanker trucks in Apapa, Lagos, suspected of being used to transport crude edible vegetable oil. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has issued directives on alleviating economic pains and hardship faced by residents of the state. A statement by Olawale Rashid, the governor's spokesperson, on Thursday covered food inflation, fuel prices and people's welfare, adding that the nationwide protest. This is coming after a nationwide protest against hunger was held in some states in Nigeria between Thursday, August the 1st to Saturday, August 10th, 2024, while during the course of the protest, Governor Adeleke had assured protesters of ongoing steps to fulfill their demands as they pertain to the state government. The state governor, while promising broader governance consultations with stakeholders such as civil society, students and youths, tasked the Ministry of Science and Innovation with producing an implementation plan for the recently amended and approved state ICT policy and state innovation policy to expand opportunities for youth engagement. Governor Adeleke said that his government has carefully considered the demands of various interest groups, including the organizers of the recent national protests, assuring that his government is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people that will remain committed to good governance and delivering democratic dividends. Shortly after assuming office as the FCT minister on August the 21st, 2023, Nyesom Wike announced short, medium and long-term plans to restore the Abuja Master Plan. Wike, along with FCT Minister of State Maria Mahmood, explained that the overhauling of the FCT will reposition it to be among the best cities in the world in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, placing emphasis on infrastructural development, taking one project at a time to restore the city to its glory. However, Wike was confronted with the sight of abundant projects that characterize the capital city, which in assessment he pointed out that some of the contracts were awarded in 2007, some in 2011. The FCT minister described the ongoing provisions of infrastructure in the FCT as a revolution, said it could not have been achieved without the strong leadership and backing of the president, adding that the road projects, when completed, will help to decongest the Abuja city center and improve the lives of residents in the satellite towns, as well as encourage agricultural activities. Suspected gunmen suspected to be bandits have killed 13 persons on their farms at the Ijowa fringes of the Alawa community of the Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The local government chairman, Akilu Isiako, who confirmed the killing in Mina, said that the bandits shot 9 of the victims to death, while 4 others were killed at different locations the same day, while the bandits targeted the community over allegations that members supplied intelligence to security agencies on the bandits' movements. Niger State Acting Governor Yakubu Garba, who described the attack as satanic and callous, condoled with the affected families, community members, and the entire people of Shiroro local government area over the unfortunate incidents. The attack reportedly occurred at a time when farmers were expected to spend more time on their farms, while several other farmers far away from the scene of the attack had deserted their farmlands for fear of attack. The Nigerian army has promised to investigate alleged killing of 3 locals and 100 cattle in Kaduna State by soldiers. This is coming after villagers in Sabon Birnin, Igabi local government area of Kaduna State has accused soldiers of killing 3 persons and over 100 cows during an incident at the local cattle market on Sunday. Reacting to the development in a statement, Major General Onyema Nwachiku, Director, Army Public Relations, said that the incident will be investigated, adding that the Nigerian Army, which is constitutionally mandated to protect lives and property of the citizenry, cannot tolerate or doing otherwise. According to the statement, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Labaja, has directed a thorough investigation into the incident with a view to establishing the immediate and remote causes of the incident and unraveling those behind it. He therefore appealed for calm and assured the general public that the outcome of the investigations will also be made public. Operatives of the Katsina State Police Commanders rescued no fewer than 30 kidnapped victims and foiled several bandit attacks in a series of operations carried out across the state. The most recent incident occurred on the 21st of August when the DPO of Dutsima Police Division, CSP Bello Abdullahi Gusau, led a combined team of police operatives and vigilantes and raided a bandits' hideout in Dutsima local government area. 7 hostages kidnapped from Farah, Kasa, and Shanga villages in Dutsima LGA have been rescued unharmed, and 1 AK-47 rifle has also been recovered during the operation. The state's Commissioner of Police, CP Aliyu Abubakar Musa, who disclosed this in a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, ASP Abubakar Sadiq, said that following a fierce gun battle in separate incidents, on the same day the police operatives foiled bandits' attacks in Malumfashi and Jibia local government areas, rescuing 20 kidnapped victims and 5 rustled cattle from Yaba village in Malumfashi. While in Jibia, the team rescued 3 kidnapped victims from bandits who attacked Jibia Maje, Nasarawa, and Lankawa South Lankawa South villages. CP Musa commended the bravery of the police officers involved in the operations and urged the public to continue supporting the police and other security agencies with timely information to help combat crime in the state. Four women have drowned in a boat accident that occurred in Taraba State. The incident which took place on the River Benue in Taraba occurred in the Mayo Ranewo area of Ardo Kola Local Government Council. The tragedy is coming barely a year after several people drowned in the same river and River Ibi in Ibi Local Government Council respectively, while in October 2023 over 50 people were drowned when a boat capsized on the same river when people were traveling to a neighboring village in Karim Lamido. The boats carrying over 30 passengers were out from Mayo Ranewo in Ardo Kola and heading to Balengo in Karim Lamido Local Government Council when the mishap occurred, and though over 30 passengers were confirmed to have survived, some persons from the area said the local community is deeply in mourning. When contacted over the incident, the Taraba State Police Command spokesperson Gambo Kwache said that she is yet to receive details of the accident. Northern Senators Forum has condemned the murder of Sarkin Gobi of Gotawa district in Sokoto State, Alhaji Isa Muhammad Bawa, by bandits. This is coming after the Sarkin, who was abducted alongside his son by bandits few weeks ago, was killed after the payment of 60 million naira ransom, and his son was released. A statement by its chairman, Senator Abdulaziz Musa Yaradua, sympathized with the family of the deceased and urged security agencies to bring the perpetrators of the dastardly act to justice. You're watching the Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. We will return shortly after this break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Transition News on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. And now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu will today swear in the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun. Tinubu, who returned from France Thursday evening, had shortened his private visit to the European country to swear in Nigeria's new Chief Justice. Confirming the development to newsmen, the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said that the President is breaking his private visit to France so that he can swear in the Chief Justice of Nigeria on Friday. Onanuga noted that the swearing-in ceremony will hold at 11 a.m. at the Council Chambers of the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. Tinubu had departed Abuja for France on Monday for what the presidency described as a brief work stay. Although it did not state the reason and duration of this visit, a statement signed by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, said that the president will return to the country after his brief work stay in France. In a statement he signed conveying Tinubu's appreciation to the outgoing CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, Ngelale revealed that the president will swear in Justice Ariwola, his successor, on the federal government's bilateral educational agreement scholarship have written President Bola Tinubu over their withheld 14 months allowances. The letter, dated August 20th, 2024, was signed by the Union of All Scholars in Hungary, Morocco, China, Serbia, Algeria, Venezuela, and Russia, adding that the bilateral educational agreement scholarship is for the purpose of educational exchange between Nigeria and the partnering persons or organization under any guise except as stipulated by the Constitution would not be condoned. The AGF also said that the present administration has a clear mandate of the people and can only be changed at the end of its tenure as prescribed by the Constitution. Fagbemi, who disclosed this at a valedictory court section in honor of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who retired on August the 22nd, having attained the mandatory retirement age of 70 years, said that any other mode or attempt to change a democratically elected government, except as provided by the Constitution, is nothing but a clear case of treason and subversion of the democratic governance. The AGF said that the laws of the land have made copious provisions on how to deal with treasonable acts, stressing that the full route of the law will catch up with such treasonable felonies, and reassured that the federal government is irrevocably committed to massive changing the courses of narratives within the country's justice sector. Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide has expressed concern over the spate of kidnapping in the southeast. The group's worry comes amid the escalating cases of kidnapping across the 5 southeast states. A statement by the national president of the Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide, Mazi Oku Nabuike, urged the governors of the 5 states to sit up and tackle the scourge headlong, adding that the Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide has expressed concern over the spate of kidnapping in the southeast. Oku, who said that the surge in kidnapping and other criminal activities was worrisome, also said that it had become a nightmare to travel through most of the roads and commended the Enugu state government over the demolition of properties being used by the kidnappers, stressing that such a move would serve as a deterrent to others who may allow their properties to be used for nefarious purposes. (2023) presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to handle the allegations leveled against the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, with extreme caution. This is coming after the police summoned Ajero for questioning over a case of alleged criminal conspiracy, terrorism financing, treasonable felony. Federal Ministry of Education says that the federal government is working to avert another strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Rising from its National Executive Council meeting held at the University of Ibadan, ASU said that it had given the federal government a 21-day ultimatum to meet its outstanding demands, or lecturers would go on strike. Speaking at a press briefing at the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, Abia State, ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke insisted that the lecturers would be forced to embark on another strike except the federal government meets their demands before the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum. The ASU president, who spoke on the outcome of the meeting, said that the agreements reached with the federal government had not been implemented, and also highlighted on the contentious issues including Emergency Revitalization Fund of Public Universities, payment of outstanding and academic allowances, and release of withheld salaries, promotion arrears, and third-party deductions of members, and regretted the stoppage of illegal recruitments, proliferation of public universities, and abuse of universities' law, regulations, and processes, and removal of universities from Treasury's single account, and new universities held its National Executive Council meeting at the University of Ibadan, where the union undertook a comprehensive review of the outcomes from its engagements with the federal and state governments on various outstanding issues that have encumbered the development of Nigerian universities and hindered the university workers' drive to reposition them for the transformation of Nigeria. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has released the sacked chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Jalal Arabi, and the commission's secretary, Abdullahi Kontagora, on bail. Arabi and Kontagora were detained over alleged illegal withdrawals and the mismanagement of 90 billion naira to 2024 Hajj Intervention Fund. The EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, said that no further recovery had been made yet after the first 314,098 Saudi Riyad, and apart from the Hajj Intervention Fund, an investigation into the Commission's activities since 2024 resulted in the recovery of Esther codes paid to staff who did not undertake study tours, and payments made to Shurakas Al-Kayas Group Limited for services that were not rendered. Also, documents for payments of the consultancy services, including the executive chairman's approval, were fraudulently backdated to January 23rd, 2024 to enable the payment of the sum of 780 Saudi Arabian Riyadh to Shuraka Al-Kayas Group Limited on April the 14th, 2024. And now to some business reports. Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, says that the 2025 budget for State House agencies will be based on a needs assessment. Gbajabiamila made this known while speaking with journalists in Abuja following a one-day fact-finding tour of some government agencies under the supervision of the State House, adding that the development was to ensure that the funding allocated to agencies was based on actual requirements. Earlier, in separate interactions with heads and staff of the agencies, the Chief of Staff pledged that the presidency would ensure better welfare and working conditions for staff within the agencies under the supervision of the State House, and urged the staff of those agencies to embrace innovation, excellence, and professionalism while supporting their chief executives to succeed. Gbajabiamila said that the importance of transparency in the procurement process, which is critical to the upholding the administration's commitment to good governance and accountability. Central Bank of Nigeria is seeking for business activities in Nigeria's economy to improve in the next 6 months. This is according to July's Business Expectations Survey report released by CBN, and said that the growth would be driven by Nigeria's services and agriculture sectors, adding that the sector with the highest prospects for employment is the agriculture sector, followed by the industry and services sectors. The Apex Bank reports that the said insecurity, interest rate hikes, insufficient power supply, and high taxes impeded business activities in July 2024, while the respondent firms expect the exchange rates to depreciate in all review periods except the next 6 months. However, they expect the borrowing rates to rise in all the periods under review, while the CBN recently reintroduced the publication of key economic reports to foster accountability in Nigeria's economy. Federal government is planning to invest $100 billion annually to tackle the economic challenges in Nigeria, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, has said. The recent nationwide protests against the bad governance in Nigeria had forced the government officials to listen more and do better, adding that though the current economic situation is due to cumulative years of underinvestment, the current administration is ready to rewrite the wrongs to improve the country in the next 25 years. This came as the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, said that the country is battling various socio-economic challenges that threaten the existence of a national union. The events, attended by leaders and policymakers, experts and key stakeholders under the theme Nigeria's Economic Future, 25 Years of Democracy and Beyond, was to reflect on the nation's economic journey since the return to democratic rule in 1999. In his address at the event, Bagudu said that the federal government was targeting 100 billion naira annual investments to boost the Nigerian economy, while highlighting the root cause of the stunted national growth, adding that more public funds were needed to address the country's priorities. Federal government has launched the National Single Window Project to boost Nigeria's trade and economic growth. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, who kicked off the launch of the transformative initiative, said that the aim is to streamline trade processes, reduce bottlenecks, and increase transparency, as well as position Nigeria for economic growth. A statement from the Ministry of Finance, signed by Muhammad Manga, Director, Information and Public Relations, said that the project, spearheaded by the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, seeks to create a centralized platform where the traders can submit and receive nominal information related to import and export procedure, adding that the development is expected to significantly reduce the time and cost associated with trade transactions. Edun, who spoke on the importance of Nigerian sovereign investments project in driving Nigeria's economic development, adding that the initiative is a crucial step towards improving our trade facilitation process and making Nigeria more competitive in the global market. As the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Project progresses, Nigeria can anticipate improved trade efficiency, increased transparency, and a more business-friendly environment, as well as paving the way for sustainable economic growth and development. Nigerian Exchange Group has assured investors that their investment is secured. Jude Chiemeka, Chief Executive Officer of the NGX, who disclosed this during a panel at the recent AfriVest 2024 banking sector launch in Abuja, said that the Nigerian banks rally investors through the NGX to achieve their recapitalization projects and objectives. Chiemeka underscored the exchange's commitments to reforming listed rules and engaging the companies to go public as part of a broader strategy to fortify the capital market, adding that investor protection is integral to our mission of maintaining a fair, transparent, and efficient market. This is coming after in March 2024, the Central Bank of Nigeria raised the minimum capital requirements for all Nigerian banks, while development has made Nigerian banks embark on investment initiatives to attract investors. And the significant barriers many often encounter in seeking help, highlighting data from the United Nations World Health Organization, said that 12 African countries that reported an outbreak, and new cases emerged in previously unaffected Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda, with cross-border infliction cited as a factor in the spread of the disease. The gesture was intended to support infection prevention, control, and response measures, particularly at border crossings, and that will ensure and will also help to fund awareness-raising activities amongst migrants and host communities, along with internally displaced persons, and the symptoms include swollen lymph nodes and backache. U.S. President Joe Biden has advised Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal, which was also joined by Vice President Kamala Harris. Biden has commended the importance of removing any remaining obstacle blocking an agreement with Hamas after reaffirming Washington's commitment to help defend Israel against what the White House called all threats from Iran, including its proxy terrorist groups, Hamas and Hezbollah, and the Houthis. It came after U.S. Secretary of State wrapped up a diplomatic tour of the Middle East, pushing for a deal that could end the war, while Netanyahu reiterated an Egypt known as the Philadelphia Corridor in the event of such deal. The issue has become a key sticky point, with Hamas so far insisting on a total with Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that Israel had agreed to a proposal after a three-hour meeting in Jerusalem. Bangladesh's government says extensive flooding in the eastern part of the country has left 2 people dead and about 3 million stranded. It said heavy rains and water surges from the upstream hilly areas caused local rivers to burst their banks, leading to widespread flooding, while senior government officials Ali Reza said that over the past 3 days, rescuers have evacuated about 75,000 people to safety, 2.9 million affected by the floods. The flood waters have submerged homes, croplands and roads across vast areas of the east of the country, while the railway official Mohammed Manuruzzaman said that authorities have suspended railway service between the capital Dhaka and the city of Chattogram, as many sections of the railway tracks are submerged. Footage shows army troops and volunteers from the Bangladeshi Red Crescent Society rescuing flood-affected people by pulling them onto speedboats from chest-deep water in a remote village. The Bangladeshi weather official said that while some areas are still experiencing heavy rainfall, it is expected morning. Sri Lanka's top court found President Ranil Wickremesinghe guilty of unlawful conduct for indefinitely delaying local polls official referendum on his handling of the economy. Since Wickremesinghe enjoyed immunity while in office, the judgment carries no immediate legal consequences, but the state of the economy is suspected to be a key issue for voters in the presidential election next month. He took office after protesters, furious at an unprecedented financial crisis, toppled strongman President Gotabaya Rajapaksa in July 2022 and is seeking re-election for a 5-year term since and faces a daunting challenge from rival candidates